You've occupied new ground for longer than you admit. This is beyond catching old coping patterns in the act and past holding a boundary without guilt. I mean the Tuesday that passed with no incident, the quiet week where the old heavy weight never arrived. When you walked into a room as the person you're becoming and nobody made a speech about your transformation. It was just another Tuesday. Arrival? It looks like a normal Tuesday, completely unceremonious. All season, we've walked the layers of your new identity. You crossed the void from tender beginnings to quiet daily discipline. You've absorbed the relational costs and anchored the new standard. Today represents the other side of that journey. I watch people make a specific move in this final stretch. And I've made the exact same move myself. You start accumulating evidence, catching yourself responding from the new standard. You add that moment to a private mental ledger, and you build this ledger for some distant future date. When you can collect enough proof to finally call the shift real. That ledger gets long, but you keep adding to it. The accountant in you distrusts the transformation. I recently spoke with someone about this phenomenon. She just experienced the best stretch of her adult life, found new clarity, truly authentic relationships. Her work was landing exactly how she always hoped. Then she told me, I might finally be getting there. The operating word in her sentence, might. Her old identity trained her to doubt her own arrival. She treated it as provisional until further notice. Closing the ledger feels less dramatic than you imagine. You simply inhabit the new identity fully, choosing the right words in a hard conversation, and trust them. You skip reviewing the mental transcript afterward. Or someone asks you who you are, and you answer them directly, dropping the tentative language. Your week ends, and there's not the usual heavy weight. You simply let the old weight be gone forever. Perhaps you realize you naturally stopped rehearsing your life, and the rehearsal became completely unnecessary. Your new identity operates perfectly, no supervision needed. You just need to stop auditing your own existence. Here's your final question for the season. What is inside the ledger you keep keeping? And what would it actually mean to close it today? Sit with that reality. If this season has moved in you, if something genuinely shifted, but you've been treating it as provisional, the no-cost identity clarity call, it's exactly the kind of place to stop provisional and get specific. It's not about inspiration. It's a real conversation about what the new ground actually requires. The link is waiting for you in the show notes. Season 9 starts exactly where Season 8 leaves you. By naming the move people make upon arrival. They immediately start building toward the next thing. I want to look at what lives underneath that urge. This is the new ground. You fought to reach it. Let's learn what it means to stand here. With strength and heart, I'm Shawn Michael. Stay close. We spend a lot of time on this show talking about the threshold, the space between the identity that got you here and the one required for the new ground. You're listening to this because something in your current architecture is fracturing. You're running the performer playbook or the striver protocol, and it's costing you an immense amount of energy to maintain the facade. The external results are there, but the internal friction, it's burning you out. Most people will let this episode end and go right back into the performance. They'll put the mask back on for their next Zoom meeting and keep relying on the identity that's actively caging them. I'm looking for the leader who's done performing. If you're ready to look at the structural identity collapse happening beneath the surface, we need to map your architecture. Go to the link in the show notes, book your identity clarity call. We'll identify the exact survival identity running your calendar and begin the shift into conscious leadership. Stop performing, start becoming.